Hello and welcome, this is Magnus and today we're doing another live stream. Today's game is Maximum Carnage for the Sega Genesis. This game came out around 1994 and was a game that I actually played because my cousin lent it to me, and then I actually bought my own copy and I got the red Genesis cartridge for it, and it's actually pretty fun. It's a great game. It's got a few tweaks, but we'll play it today and see how much fun it is. Now, the Venom movie is coming up this fall, I believe, close to winter, between fall and winter, and that movie's set to be awesome, but it doesn't feature much Spider-Man, and to me that's a little bit disappointing, but today I'm gonna actually feel that Spider-Man and Venom collaboration with this game, Maximum Carnage. Now, the way I do reviews is I'll play the game and I'll try to get as far as possible. I will actually give this a few continues if I need to. It's actually a pretty difficult game, but I base it on 4 categories. Is the difficulty appropriate? Do I find it fun? Are the graphics impressive for the time, and do they hold up today? Each category gets you a maximum of 5 points, totaling in 20 points, and then I rate it from there. So without further ado, we're gonna get into Maximum Carnage for the Sega Genesis. Now, I might read some of the comic parts while playing the game because I just want to. Ravencroft, the maximum security institution devoted to the study and incarceration of the criminally insane. I sincerely hope, Resnick, that I can somehow return the courtesy you've shown me by slaughtering you quickly with minimal agony. In your dreams, sicko. You should have listened, guys. I warned you. There really is a monster hiding within me. Hey, Resnick, remember how I said I'd go easy on you? I lied. And then he laughs, of course. You should never trust a raving lunatic. I am the ultimate insanity. I am Carnage. Come on, fellas. Put a little more life into it. I need the practice. Spider-Man and Venom are bound to come after me when they learn of my escape. Unless I play it smart and go after them. Keep fighting. Make mine mayhem. Huh? What kind of nutcase would egg me on? My name's Shriek. Cut me free. I can't wait to join you on the slaughter circuits. I knew you'd change my luck, pretty lady. There's a spider in that alley. Let's go squash it. That's my line. I'm supposed to be the monster here. Don't hurt him. He's sort of cute in a sick and deranged sort of way. Oh, alright. He can keep you company while I attend to some personal business. It's all so frustrating. Every enemy I defeat always seems to return, like I'm destined to keep fighting them over and over again. I just had to read the lines. It's part of the fun of this game. The interactiveness of the actual story is pretty cool. Okay, so here we go. Maximum Carnage. Now, this game starts off kind of weird. Now, you read all those lines in the comic, but then you wonder, why the hell did Spider-Man just swing to the street, go on the street, and start beating the crap out of pedestrians? I mean, they don't look threatening, but if you see a Spider-Man suddenly just attacking you at random, wouldn't you defend yourself? I think so. So this game came out in 1994, and it was based off the Maximum Carnage comic book series. So from what I've heard, it's actually pretty authentic to the actual comic book itself, with a couple of minor tweaks here and there on storyline, but for the most part pretty faithful. Now, the gameplay on this, actually the graphics themselves are based off of a kind of a comic book setting. But sorry if I lost connection. I reconnected. Not sure why that happened, but what I was saying is this is a beat 'em up genre, comic book style that was based on, you know, just kind of a trend that was going pretty popular previously, which is beat 'em ups were pretty cool in the early 90s. But at this point, at least when this game came out, because I pretty much played it when it came out, beat 'em ups were kind of becoming passe, and it just didn't make any sense on why you'd make a Spider-Man game as a beat 'em up. Now, Spider-Man, in my opinion, in a video game purpose, would be best suited for pretty much web slinging. But the only web slinging you could do in this game was close to the street, which didn't make any sense. You want to be able to free roam a city, but yet you're stuck beating up a bunch of henchmen like you're just an average, you know, run-of-the-mill final fight type of character, which didn't make sense. And why would a bunch of people want to just come randomly beat you up? I don't get that. At least not as a Spider-Man character. So, but all in all, I still picked it up when I was young, and I still liked the game. I mean, why not? It's a Spider-Man game. I was pretty much a fan of his, especially in this age in 1994. Spider-Man was pretty popular from a cartoon series. Now, what I just did was a secret. If you actually were able to hit both of the bosses at the same time, the female bosses, you get an extra life and it's an instant kill. But to actually pull that off is pretty much of a challenge. So I don't even know how I pulled that off that easily. Now here we got Shriek shooting her lasers at me. And the point of this is that you gotta climb high. And here's Doppelganger, but you don't see him because I'm pretty efficient when it comes to this level. You had to climb to the top there. So I did pretty well. So here we go. Now I'm not that great in this game. I'm pretty good, but I could be honest, I've probably completed this game once or twice out of the hundreds of times that I played it. So I know most of the secrets, which were self-discovered secrets. And it's my time to get hit off. Now that character that just hit me off was Shriek. So here we go with the comic. Meanwhile, in the office of the Daily Bugle. Hi honey, I'm back. Can you guess who's going to help me go on a Venom hunt? Here's a clue. He's turning a sickly shade of green right before my eyes. The future is rather bleak for Jonah Jameson, and it's about to get much worse. This is a miracle! Ribs killing me, if ambitious punks don't do it first. So okay, now the story is being cohesive, but why the hell did it get into that trouble to begin with? Who knows? So, Spider-Man falls, gets up, and it's time to beat some more people. Now, the controls to fight were pretty straightforward. One button to punch, one button to jump, and then one button to control the web. Like you can grab them with your web shooter, which was pretty convenient. I don't know if Spider-Man actually had that power, but I took advantage of it, just like I am now, just throwing these guys at each other. Because it's pretty easy when you can fight them at a distance, but when you're fighting them, when you're fighting these and you're just kind of like punching them when they get close, if you let them get close, they really are quick with their punches. Which makes this is actually a pretty tough game because the enemies themselves are pretty quick with their quick jabs, which take up a lot of energy. but Spider-Man has got some moves in his arsenal to actually make it a little bit easier. But when you get surrounded, you're pretty much done. They're gonna sap your strength. And these women characters can actually pretty much hit you back. And what's interesting is that each one of them had a name. And that's pretty cool. But the fact that they have a name is interesting because each name was unique, though the color palettes on a lot of them were just recycled. So I just beat up on Steve, but Steve seems to have a twin named Billy, and I just beat up on Linda, which Linda looks exactly like half of the other characters that I just beat up. So not a lot of diversity with these characters at the very beginning. But so if you want to know what's going on in the store right now, so Spider-Man pretty much was knocked off the roof by Shriek and jumped by Doppelganger. He seems to be pretty much assaulted. And the point is, I'm supposed to be getting my butt kicked. But what sense would that make in a video game to get your butt kicked this early in a game when you need to actually be able to fight through this? So I'm outside of a church, which is close to the sanctuary of a couple of other Marvel characters. Just my luck, right? And now I'm trying to focus here because you get pretty much assaulted, and I just missed a heart. Damn, Spider-Man is not your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man under these circumstances. So this game was a 6-button game when the Genesis was a 3-button console, but you had to buy a 6-button controller. But to be honest, I played this game with just a 3-button controller and it played just fine. It just made extra use of the buttons that you had at your disposal. But right now I'm playing with a 6-button controller, so each button has its own use. Now if you get your accuracy in hitting your enemies right enough, that's where you get that special kind of like special where you can actually slam into other characters, which is cool. Now in this part where I'm fighting this boss, I'm supposed to get my butt kicked. There's no way I'm supposed to win this fight. But I'm not going down without a fight. So I'm gonna fight them as much as possible. But they're meant to win, so once I lose a certain amount of energy, the story will continue. There's no way, in other words, in this section that I'm gonna die. See? I got enough energy and boom. There's Cloak and Dagger. So that's Cloak, the other one was Dagger. And they saved me. Spider-Man still needs our help, Cloak. Is he? I don't know yet, Cloak. Just take us home. So from here, they take you to that church that you were outside of. And while you're laying out unconscious, here comes Doppelganger. And then you just get up off the floor and ready for a fight, and here comes Shriek. And Shriek is kind of has natural enemy tendencies. You can grab her and throw her around, but she's got superpowers, obviously. But she's made a bit easier because you could grab her and throw her. But Doppelganger is not that friendly. So luckily, I could just throw Shriek around because Doppelganger escaped. I'm gonna spin her around for a little bit. by spinning her, you could actually take out more of their energy. Looks like she escaped, and uh-oh, Carnage. I could never read that line. It looks like Tanawi, but whatever. He's screaming. Carnage in New York. Eddie Brock, a man whose casual attire holds a startling secret. It's alive. You, Carnage. We thought we were done with you, but we've come back to make sure that this time... Carnage! Brock's alien costume, the symbiote Venom, shares his thoughts, his feelings, and right now their mind pool is a jumble of hatred, disgust, and rage. So now this is the point of the game that it actually lets you choose whether you want to continue the story as Spider-Man or switch up to Venom. And I want to be Venom. So Venom was in San Francisco at the time that all of this was going down, and Carnage was causing chaos in New York. So looks like Venom wants to just pretty much be pissed off and beat up people in San Francisco. And I guess the developers thought the best representation of San Francisco would be on a casual street that's a hill, since San Francisco is known for their, I guess, not so level atmosphere. Now, while I do this level, I want to talk about something, sidetrack a little bit, and what I think of the fact that they're making a Venom movie without Spider-Man, or minimum participation of Spider-Man, if he's in it at all. Now, Sony holds the license to the Spider-Man kind of mythology and universe. They've held it since the early 2000s, maybe the late 90s, when Marvel was filing for bankruptcy and needed to create a source of revenue in order to pay its bills, because quite honestly they were not doing well. So they sold the X-Men license to Fox, which Fox did a great job in the 90s to use the X-Men to their advantage and have the cartoon series. But Fox also had the Spider-Man cartoon series. But Sony picked that up and did a heck of a job making the Spider-Man movies of the early 2000s starring Tobey Maguire. And that continued pretty much until the third movie, where it was basically seen as a train wreck. Spider-Man 3 is not exactly loved by anyone who's ever seen that movie. So I thought of it as a rushed conclusion to the trilogy. I was dying to see Venom, and Venom was in that movie. And I did want to see Venom, but Venom is not something that Sam Raimi was either familiar with or really wanted to tackle. So Sam Raimi really wanted to do Sandman. And he did Sandman in the movie, but because the studio wanted to rush Venom as well, because he thought the masses wanted Venom, he had to do that and kind of complete the trilogy with the new Green Goblin. So you had three villains in that movie: Venom, the new Green Goblin, and Sandman. And a lot of people blame the studio for ruining the movie and Sam Raimi himself. But quite honestly, if you're the director, the responsibility lies on you to make a good movie. And if you cannot accomplish that, given the task at hand, and do your research and really try to make the best movie that you can with what you're given, it's a shame. Now, the difficulties of being a director under such circumstances are, I mean, I can't even imagine. But what I'm trying to do is get an extra life by land between these guys, but they're gonna take me out anyway, so I'm just gonna wail. I could have gotten an extra life if I wouldn't have hit them, and I could have just killed them in one shot with that double with pretty much a double slam, but I probably would have lost 2 lives just trying to do that, so I'm just gonna fight these guys. Anyway, so Sam Raimi had to do what he had to do, and it seems that the fans were disappointed, but to be honest, I wanted to see Venom on the big screen, and I was wondering why it took so long to put him on there. So the studio wasn't all wrong in wanting to see Venom. But the way it was done, I mean, the casting decisions that they made, and everything that just went down with choosing who they chose to be Venom, didn't make any sense to me. It just was the wrong decision. So, fine. They did what they did, and they made that movie, and it has pretty much been well known to be made fun of because of the decisions that they made to make that movie. So, you had a reboot of the series because... Anyway, let me continue the story. Can't we take the avenue? The park is dangerous. Cripes, Emma. We're in the car. What could happen? Hey, come on, people. It's convertible weather. Central Park. So it looks like Venom went all the way from San Francisco to Central Park to see if he can catch Carnage, who was pretty much causing carnage, along with his buddies, Doppelganger and Shriek. Now, I haven't played this game in years, so I'm honestly trying my best to fight when this game is not easy. And there's Carnage enjoying himself while I get my butt whipped handed to me. I'm telling you, this game is not easy. I've already lost 3 lives as Venom. Jeez, and I'm getting destroyed. Yeah, you know, die laughing. And I still get my ass kicked, but that's the point of the game, to beat you up at that point. Peter! I think it's Venom! So much for sleep. Near the waterfront. What to hit next? There are so many targets. A problem I myself share, but by following my ex-partner, the Doppelganger, I've found my next victims. You wanna hurt people? Why didn't you say so? All you gotta do is join us. I'm not here to fight you, Venom. I want what you want. I've come to help put Carnage in a body bag. What? Alone? No. Spider. And then here we go again with another choice. Select Spider-Man or Venom. Now this game is going pretty well. I'm glad I made it this far. And I'm gonna choose Venom again because again, I like the way Venom plays. He's a little bit slower, but he can really handle enemies from a toughness perspective. He just wails on them. Look at that, carrying that with one arm. Of course I didn't hit anybody, and of course I get my butt kicked there. My lives are pretty scarce at this point. I'm trying to get as far as I possibly can. Now, where was I going? So, you had the reboot of the Spider-Man series, and it didn't look like they were going to touch Venom at that point. They didn't really need to. They just needed to re-establish Spider-Man as a character that people cared about watching. And the fact that a reboot happened so quickly was a little bit jarring, at least for me. I thought that it was too soon to come up with a reboot. I wasn't even sure if Tobey Maguire was still going to continue at that point. But when they recast the Spider-Man, I was okay with it because I was like, you know what? It probably needed to happen. And the fact that they didn't do a Venom in that second reboot of Spider-Man, or in that first reboot, because this is the first reboot that he had, I was okay with that. But then, by the end of the second movie, I was like, this is not going anywhere. They were trying to do the Sinister Six storyline, and with a bunch of villains that we had not been introduced to, and it just didn't make any sense to me. And by that point, they were starting to kick off the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I think Sony smelled the fact that the first movie was not gonna, or that the second reboot was not going in the direction that they wanted, especially when they cast so many characters in the the second movie, which was nuts. It's almost like they committed the same mistake that they did with the third movie of the original trilogy of Spider-Man. And there was Venom was nowhere to be heard. You had that first movie, and at that point, Venom was not a character that would seem to be relevant. And I'm trying to hang on here because these characters hit too fast. They just, no joke, any one of their hits, you'd swear that they were the ones who were superpowered. There's so many of them. Come on, I'm Venom here. I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm sweating at this point. Trying to roll around a lot. Come on, come on. Woo. Alright, I'm gonna stomp this person. Jenny, you're gonna get what you deserve, Jenny. You left Forrest Gump to fight me? Nope. Big mistake. Ooh, a heart. Ugh. Had to crawl to that as soon as possible. Oh, I probably should have done that. These bosses, again, are bosses that you can get an extra life if you hit them once, but I'm in my last rope here, so I'm just trying to hang in there. Alright, I got him. This game is tough. Again, the more that you go, the more that you play, the harder the enemies get. It's still recycled enemies a lot, but when they crowd the screen and they wail on you. Okay, you wanna act like animals? Then I'll treat you like animals. From this moment on, you'll get no mercy from Spider-Man. Seems that Spider-Man's pissed off at this point because the same reason I'm pissed off. There's too many damn enemies. Ruthless monster almost made that man, Cloak. Exactly why Venom wants him, Cat. And we need him if we're going to defeat Carnage and his crew. So that's Morbius. The blood-sucking vampire type of thing. The Deep, New York's newest celebrity-owned nightclub, where media heroes come to share the spotlights. But where there are heroes, there are always villains. So that's, you have Demo Goblin, Carnage, Doppelganger, and Shriek all going to this nightclub for some reason. Looks like they want to hit up the Deep and start some chaos. And you have the superheroes wanting to get at them at this point. So I picked up an extra life early in this level, and now I'm just trying to pick the enemies one by one before it gets crowded. This is pretty much the entrance of the Deep, which is a nightclub in New York in the comic. And I'm just like, okay, let me get them one by one because I don't want them surrounding me. So I'm just pounding them one by one because I need to hold on to, oh crap. Just when I thought it was safe, I get surrounded. Now let's see if I can just move around a lot. I'm just trying to move around a lot just to be able to beat these guys. So, I was saying a story about, damn, and one of them has a gun? I think he had a gun. Yeah, he has a gun. What the? That's just plain cheating. So what I picked up is a boost. With Cloak and Dagger, and what I can do basically is use the boosts or use help from Cloak and Dagger to put some damage on these enemies. Especially if I'm getting hammered. But I'm gonna try to fight him myself. And it looks like as long as I stay in the air, stay mobile, jump kick when I can, I can pretty much hit him. Boom. I use Black Hat. Uh-oh. Let me grab those hearts right away. I tried Black Hat just to kind of take some load off, but these characters are... Ugh. Alright, Black Cat. I use Cloak. They really help out, especially when I'm getting nailed and lose a life. I didn't think I would lose a life at that point, but to me, Shriek is the easiest because I could just toss her around. I don't know why they made her so easy. She could blast you, but she's just grab her and toss her around. But in any case, after the first two trilogies and we started Spider-Man again with a new set in the Marvel Universe, that was a good decision by Sony. But another good decision by Sony was like, okay, we really want Venom. Okay, let me continue this. In Brooklyn, at the ruined orphanage where Carnage grew up, the Black Cat's patience comes to an end. Okay, Spider, coming here was your idea, so what now? Carnage believes that violence is the ultimate freedom. And now that he has Shriek and the rest on his side, there may be no stopping him. Not only that, but normal people are starting to be drawn into the violence, letting their basic instincts take over. This insanity must be cut off at its roots before it spreads. Carnage began as a spawn of our symbiotic costume, and may still possess the same vulnerabilities. And we always found Reed Richards' sonic gun rather unpleasant. Fire hurts you too, doesn't it? So when we go to the Fantastic Four for the sonic gun, we can recruit the Human Torch. Bad timing. The Fantastic Four are out of town. But Firestar may be a good substitute. I'll go. With my teleportation abilities, I can search for her quicker than any of you. Hey, doesn't Cloak need Dagger to help him teleport? But she's gone. So now we go to the Fantastic Four HQ to get that Sonic Blaster from Reed Richards. We need that Sonic gun. We better split up. And I'm still Venom, so I'm gonna control Venom throughout this campaign with one life left. And we gotta get through the security of Reed Richards' Fantastic Four building. That's why you see 4 everywhere. And this is a little It's difficult, but it's not that hard. So, third Spider-Man movie, and they decide leave Venom out, and give him his own movie. But is that really smart? Who knows? Because now Venom seems a little bit disconnected from the Spider-Man universe. So we'll see what Sony does with it. But as far as I'm concerned, Venom should be with Spider-Man. Just don't screw it up, Sony. You've already had 2 chances with the Spider-Man universe. Now you've got Marvel's direct help. Let's keep it going. So, this game so far, I'm getting nostalgic feelings, but as far as fun, it's pretty repetitive. It's just punch, 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 survive. Get frustrated as you feel the cheapness of enemies that are just pound you and don't give you much of a chance to do anything. I mean, it's like they take away so much energy, surround you, and good luck trying to get by. I gotta move a lot just so that I don't get hit by these damn things. Because they're quick and they took a life from me. And game over. 5 continues. So I'm going to start this again. But luckily I didn't get too far. And I can still keep going. But it's a little bit frustrating, you know, playing this game and pretty much cheap deaths. But luckily continues were a thing that existed back then. Gaming today is just much more forgiving. I'm sure I'd pretty much be able to fight them as long as I want to, with minimal effort. But man, these bosses are cheap. Now, if I were playing this game with the younger version of myself, the younger version of me would be able to finish this game like with minimal to no issues. I played this game a lot when I was younger. Here we go. Web slinging through Reed Richards' establishment. Now I don't know what these robot things are, but they kick ass. They kicked my ass at the very least. And I'm trying to hang in there. You see me barely talking because it's just like, come on, man. Cut me a break. These damn things are too fast. They surround me. But I'm making pretty good. But Reed Richards pretty much wanted to whoop anybody's ass who came in here with these weird. Look at that. A couple of hits and I'm already almost completely done when I was full energy without a few strikes. And I'm down again. Look at that. Surround me. Ugh. That was tough. That was really tough. What can I say? I mean, it's still a fun game. Don't get me wrong. It's fun just to try to make it. You feel a sense of accomplishment when you actually play this game and you want to get far. Now I forgot what happens. Oh, here. Oh, this is cheap. Oh, this is cheap. Oh, these are cheap free hits. Oh, come on, man. Oof. And here we go. This is would be a tough boss, but I learned a long time ago, avoid the toughness and just web swing. This is one of those rare cases where learning how to web swing in this game actually serves for a pretty easy experience with this boss. I'm probably gonna beat him without getting hit a single time. Now, back then I didn't use any tricks or from magazines or anything to learn this. I just trial and error, and that could happen. I don't know how the heck he caught me, and he caught me again. Oh man, I thought I wasn't gonna get hit at all. He takes a few hits, but if I get hit again, I'm pretty much done. And then I'd have to start at least this level over again. Oh. Now, again, this game is just, I'm squawking because I'm trying to beat him. And if you look at his energy bar, it's gray. I am doing damage, but he like most bosses have a gray energy bar, and you can't see what they have left until they're almost pretty much done. So each one of those little comic book pals is doing some damage. But if you face this Muzzoid boss by Reed Richards, you'd actually, oh, that's depressing. Where do I start from? Okay, I at least start from this section of the game where I have lives. Come on, man. That's not even right. Come on, man. Here we go again. Fighting this boss. He should have been toast. I don't know how he hit me that often. I'm gonna take him out real quick this time. I don't know how he beat me. Come on. I don't even know where in the comic books he had actually come from. But I'm gonna take him out. I'm pretty mad. And stuff like this I used to go through as a kid playing this game too. Like trial and error, play again, play again. Play again until you're done. And there were continues in this game, but there were no save points. So you just play until you get game over. I got a crap ton of continues at this point. But that's because I collected them, but they don't last forever. And I don't even think I'm halfway done with this game. See, Spiderman and the rest of Venom and everything, they're working together with Black Cat and Cloak and Dagger and Morbius. But the truth is just that this is not even halfway. They've got this whole idea to take Carnage out with Reed Richards' Sonic Blaster. But there's no guarantee that that would even work. I mean, it works on Venom, so why wouldn't it work on Carnage? Carnage has his own agenda, and he's got a lot of people on his side, so it's a tough battle. And I'm here just trying to not fight Carnage, not fight anybody, but I mean, why am I fighting this creature who's actually beating me up or doing a pretty good job at taking me out. In Reed Richards' mansion, why didn't they just place a phone call and say, hey, can you shut off your security system for a little bit? We need that sonic gun to save New York. You don't think Reed Richards would have been like, you know what? Okay, just here's the key, here's the code. Let me know when you guys are out so I can reactivate the security system. Nope. It's, here, let's take out Reed Richards' entire security system, all of everything that he's got set up so that we can get this sonic blaster and not tell him. So it's breaking and entering, and it's everything that you see here in the struggle that I'm facing, putting my life at risk when this could have been solved with a simple phone call. I don't get it. But whatever. What fun would it be if it wasn't somewhat of a challenge, right? You need to add some drama. So here, let's give you pointless characters, and pointless story to add to the drama of this already long game. And that was not fun. He hit me a couple of times and I got 1 life left. And he's almost done. And I need to take him out. Come on. Come on, Venom. You almost got him. Come on, Venom. Hit him. Wow, this guy's doing a great job of ducking. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. And he's out. Let's go find Carnage. We found the gun. Yeah. Thanks, Spider-Man. If you found the gun, why the hell was I fighting that creature for so damn long? Who knows? And the story continues. What? Will you stop doing that? Count your blessings, Spider-Man. Seeing Cloak teleport is one thing, but going with him is downright spooky. Firestar. What? Spider-Man? Glad you can finally join us, Jameson. But you won't like what we have to say. We need you to help us set a trap. Everyone basically needs J. Jonah Jameson to help them out. Hey pal, finished with that paper yet? Ah! So, looks like Carnage is still causing carnage, and we've got another rooftop battle for whatever reason. We must have lured these enemies in, and here comes Demo Goblin and Doppelganger to give me one heck of a fight. Thank you, Black Cat. Always appreciate the help. Thank you, Black Cat. And now I've got this other jerk who saps my strength. And I got game over too. This seems to be a repetitive event, but we could just repeat the rooftop. Thankfully, we won't have to do a lot more than that. Here we go. Demo Goblin and Doppelganger. Boom. Thank you, Doppelganger. I mean, thank you, Black Cat. Boom. Thank you. I will take advantage of them. Stop it. I'm silent here because I'm trying to beat Carry On and Shriek. Ugh. Just do what you gotta do. Shriek's gone. Oh crap. You gotta be kidding me. Here comes Carnage. Carry On was annoying. We beat them all up! Thank you, Firestar. See, those assists were pretty helpful, at least with that. Trying to stop Carnage. We're going to Prospect Park. And we think, hey, you know, I think we've got the lead up on Carnage. We've tackled him in Prospect Park in Manhattan. Should be able to finish this pretty easily, huh? But of course, there's more people at random who are interfering and going chaotic, and you gotta take them out. Now, I always like the story in this game. Actually, the presentation of the story through those comic book features are pretty cool, you know. This game came out for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, and the Super Nintendo is deemed as the better version. I can honestly say that I prefer the music of this version better. Both are incredibly similar. There's this YouTube channel called Console Wars that actually said that the cutscenes in the Super Nintendo version showed motion, but as I play this game on the Genesis version had its moments of motion during cutscenes as well. It's just Super Nintendo had more of them, whereas the Genesis version just kind of picked and chose what it used. For at least the cinematic portions. Jeez, these characters are just everywhere. And this umbrella-toting crew was just annoying. Because those umbrellas had reach. They hurt. And they just sapped so much energy from you. Holy cow. I just didn't want to fight all those guys. I did not have the energy to. Holy cow. Okay. I'm just trying to survive at this point, and I'm not doing a good job. Come on. This game is tough. I mean, you are surrounded with these energy-sapping sons of guns. Come on. Come on. This umbrella-toting old bald guy. What the heck is up with that? Alright. Tell me I've gotten through most of it. Alright, a boss. See, I could have pretty much one-hit killed these characters, but there was no way I was gonna one-hit kill them. And they took me out. This is getting stressful. So Prospect Park, I gotta start all over again. But this is the last time I'm gonna do this because this is getting too much, and this game is just tough. And you guys get the point, basically. Difficulty in this game is ramped up to 1,000. And I don't know how you could, I mean, if you made it this far in my stream, much credit to you. It's probably just as frustrating to watch as it is to play, if not even more frustrating, because you just want this to be done. But this is not to knock this game. It's still fun in the sense of I like a good story in a game, and this game has an excellent story. The Maximum Carnage storyline has a few twists and turns that just make it a pretty entertaining story overall. But the amount of frustration you gotta go just to get that far. I mean, come on. You got these characters that just are so cheap when it comes to their moves. I mean, what type of overweight man is gonna jump that high? I mean, holy smoke. Just throw himself at you. It's just unheard of. Okay, double smash. Smash these guys out to next week. Let's go. Let's go. I'm not playing around anymore. Do you want to play with Venom? Then prepare to be poisoned. I don't know, that's what I'd do in a wrestling promo, right? Come up with a creative line that matches whatever you're called. But this time, I do not have as many as support characters because I died so often. So all I got is Spiderman as a support character, so I'm just gonna have to do this on my own. Let's go, Venom, you're a badass. Oh, man. And Big Man lands on me. And that's what took me out. Okay. Come on. Really? He's gonna float around in his umbrella like that? I just gotta stay away from these cheap hit characters. Especially this umbrella dude. Okay. Boss time. Boom. Extra life. Ugh. Boom. Extra life. Alright, no. Split sides. No, 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 no. Don't share the same side. Oh. Oh. I basically want boom, extra life. Boom, extra life. That's the trick of this game, that when they surround you, you can get an extra life. Come on, surround me. That's it. These guys were beginning to irritate me, and I'm not after that extra life that bad, because what point is an extra life if you pass away trying to get that extra life? Plus, these guys are not that badass. Done. Alright. Looks like I made it out of that level with a few extra lives, and that's a trick that I like about that, is like when you face a boss, just do the double smash and boom, you get extra lives. And now it's time to fight the bosses here. Come on. Yep. Got cloak. Just take them out. You know what? I've got them. I'm gonna use them. Come here, Shriek. Time to beat Shriek's butt. Ugh. Ugh. This is not good. Alright, I beat him. And he does nothing. Come on. Demo Goblin is just being cheap. Come on, Demo Goblin. So, my strategy in this sense is like use the support characters when they're handy. But when you don't want to use them and you want to save them, then you might as well stick off of them. And in this sense, I can beat Demo Goblin. And here comes Carnage. Now, Firestarter is a good, reliable character to beat Carnage, but then Carnage, in storyline purposes, is supposed to actually win this. Firestar tries to shut out Carnage's screams, Venom's twisted urgings. Make him suffer! Make him scream! But part of her, the truest part, won't let her take a human life. Firestar! And when Spiderman gives voice to that deep truth, stop! She pulls back. Stop? What did you do? I stopped myself from making the biggest mistake of my life. Oh, you making a mistake, alright. 'Cause now you've got Carnage and us out for your hide. Venom, no. We don't know why we thought we could work with you. You're too soft. You'll never be like us. Best news I've heard all day. We hate you. He smacked the hell out of Spider-Man in that scene. Come on, Shriek. Let's take Venom and his little sonic gun. This is gonna be a family reunion we'll never forget. How about a hand, son? You look like you could use it. And now this is where it splits. Spider-Man is pretty much done with Venom because Venom snapped. Firestar was blasting blasting Carnage with that and with her pretty much firepower, and she could have ended him, but she let him go, and pretty much Venom smacked the hell out of Spider-Man and wanted to get at Firestar for stopping. Spider-Man was hit at a distance, and Captain America tried to help him, but Venom was surrounded, so Venom got captured. And in this choice, I'm going to choose Venom, because again, I want to see where the Venom storyline goes. Shriek's sound barrage stunned your costume pretty good, Venom. And our little campfire's meant to keep it that way. Guess you'll just have to stay for dinner. Or should I say, as dinner. He's getting blasted. Meanwhile, on a Manhattan rooftop, this is what we would have been doing as Spider-Man. Pretty much fighting and trying to stay alive. Please, Carnage, don't hurt us anymore. If you think I'm gonna stop now, you're crazier than I am. They blast him again with the Sonic Blaster. Meanwhile, on a Manhattan street, Spider-Man's still at it, trying to take these guys out and not giving any mercy. Well, looky looky, Eddie's little symbiote is trying to reform. You tried this before, and I stopped you stone cold with this sonic gun. Bang bang, Eddie, you're dead? What's going on? What's going on, you pitiful fool? Venom is free. That's what's going on. So Venom breaks free just like that. That symbiote costume is pretty cool. So weak from torture. Took everything we had just to break loose. Our offspring will have to wait until we've healed. But once we have... So basically, Venom needed time to kind of get away from that. And now Venom's going to the streets to put a bounding just like Spider-Man was doing a moment ago. So basically, you concoct this plan to get the Sonic gun. But Carnage was one step ahead and used the Sonic gun against Venom. It was like, what was the point of that whole Fantastic Four pillage when you just end up destroying the Sonic gun? Made no sense. And now you're fighting more of these characters, these same style characters. It seems that you've got Johnny number 7, I think, or Johnny T, is an extra character. They kind of look different, but everyone's packing heat. And this is okay in the 90s, basically. For, I believe this game is not even rated MA17 or anything like that, but got a couple more characters on my side, and a slew of enemies. Just, this Manhattan street is just surrounded by enemies, and it's just non-stop. Sometimes this game is a little frustrating because you don't want to grab an enemy, but it'll grab an enemy anyway, and it's frustrating because you just want to stay away. Now I'm grabbing enemies from a distance because getting close to these guys is a pretty much death sentence, and that's not cool. Trying to stay alive here. And let's see what we got. Pretty much almost done with this. Got an extra life, thankfully. Ugh. Hit again. Boom. I'm just trying to, again, use to my advantage, use whatever I can to survive as long as possible. I think I'm pretty much close to the end of this game. But I'm also close to the end of my life at this point. Wherever I can, I'm gonna take that. Come on, Shriek. Ah. Now I got a couple of Spider-Man character saves. Come on. No, get off of me. Let's see what Spider-Man does. Sonic gun took everybody out. Took Carnage out. Ooh, 1 life left. Again. Boom. Jeez. Come on. Barely made it. I was pretty much at my end at that point. So it looks like it says the end. Will I actually beat this game? Venom, what happened? Carnage was ours, and you stole him from us. And then the credits roll. Of course they roll. But of course, this game will play tricks on you. Because Carnage is not done with you. And here he comes. 1 life left. He's pretty good, but I know I'm being quiet, but I'm just trying to finish him off. And okay, I didn't know Venom would have a crack at this either. I thought it was pretty much done at that point, but Carnage is pretty tough but easy. If you at least stay punching them. Game over. Not done. I got 6 continues, and with plenty of lives, I'm sure I could finish him off. Again, repeated Venom, what happened? Carnage was finished, was ours, and you stole him from us. I haven't played this game since the 90s, to be totally honest, at least this far. I thought I would never make it this far actually in a live stream, so it's almost done. Again, I like the story in this game, which is pretty interesting, and the twist that he pops out when you think the game's over is pretty cool. But Carnage himself has a lot of really kind of just one-sided moves that just knock you out easily, which make him a little tough. But if you at least know that you're quick with the trigger finger and to pop him easily, you can beat him pretty well. And his energy levels don't seem to be that much. So just keep punching, move out of his way. And you should be pretty good, but he's still taking me out, and I have no extra... I have no extra lives or anything besides the 3 lives here. Come on, Carnage. And he's completely missing me with a lot of those strikes. Because I'm like slightly ahead of him or above him or below him. So as he does that, I just wait for him to come get me. And he got away. So my accuracy was down at that point. But then the Ruined Boy's home. This is basically where Carnage was raised. And the fight continues. So you pretty much chase him to here. And finish him off. Shoot. Tough character, tough character. Come on. As frustrating as this game is, as frustrating as it is, at least, at the very least, they give you plenty of continues. And you just have to have patience. I'm hoping I could beat him now. He's so irritating. Come on. He keeps doing the same stuff. He just does that axe thing over and over and over again like a little spoiled brat. It's like, just take a pounding like a man. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Lose. Oh, he actually got me there. He's not that tough. He's just, it just takes patience. A lot of patience. Like, to just beat him. He keeps doing the same thing. And all you want is just him to stop moving around and take a pounding. See, same thing. Now, if I had Spider-Man 3 lives, Spider-Man's quicker when it comes to the punches. Darn, he got me. There he goes again. And he's really taking it. Come on. And his energy, I don't know how it got so high, but it's like no matter how much of a pounding he's taking, he finally got to the red. Ugh. Come on. Come on, Venom. You're doing a good job. Oh. So close. And he's got me down to 1 life. Can I come back from that? Oh. He almost got me. Almost got me, almost got me, I almost got him. Come on. Oh, no. So close. So close. This'll be it. Because now I've got 3 lives with Spider-Man, 3 lives with Venom. And Spider-Man's a lot quicker than Venom. And I'll be able to do them in quicker. But it's just frustrating. Oh my gosh, that was just unfair. Unfair. Cheap victory. Cheap victory. Come on. Oh my gosh. Talk about your one-sided take you out victories. If I don't get him here, then that's it. I'm done. I'm done. This is too frustrating. This is way too Come on. Let's go, Carnage. Stop dancing around. Stop dancing around. Ugh. Oh my god. This is almost better with Venom because... Here we go. I missed Venom. He seems to do a better job at handling Carnage and getting some much needed blows that'll do damage to him. See? It kind of rocks Carnage. Kind of almost gets him dizzy. He just moves better around Carnage too. And these blows do a lot more damage to Carnage, but Carnage just moves around like a little brat. It's no wonder he's in a ruined boy's home. He is definitely that ruined boy. But he's barely gotten a hit on me as Venom, where as Spider-Man he just destroyed me. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. Absorb your shots. Absorb your jabs. Come on. Let's go. Yes, he's pretty much almost done. I've done a much better job of predicting where he's gonna be and just putting a hurting on him. But he's just persistent. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, he's done. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, he got that. He got those hits. Fair game, fair game. I did not move when I needed to. But Carnage, you are done. Almost done, guys. Almost done. Ah. Almost. They get pounded. Ah. Wow, he really... What the hell? There you go. Whew. What a game. The Avengers finally arrive in a Quinjet to take Carnage away. Outjet or something like that. Be careful with this Joker. We have been warned of Cassidy's ability to regenerate his costume. We came equipped with a stasis container. You know, Spidey, even though he's in Avengers custody, I don't think I'll ever feel truly safe from Carnage. Monsters like that have a way of returning. You need to have faith, pretty lady. Some monsters stay locked up forever. And their ghosts can't haunt you unless you let them, I hope. The end of Maximum Carnage. Or is it? And the credits roll. Holy smoke. How long has it? Almost an hour and a half. This is one of those games that lasts a lifetime, but it's pretty much a challenge from beginning to end. Now let's go through the review. You guys been here long enough, and if you've stayed this long, that's amazing. So first, is the difficulty appropriate? No, it's way too difficult. I got through it, but it's frustratingly difficult to get through those fights and everything that you've got going on in the storyline. It's inappropriately difficult. Do I find it fun today? It was kind of fun. Alright, so actually let me break out this scoreboard because I usually put on the scoreboard and I forgot. So is it difficulty appropriate 1 to 5? I'd say a 3. I was still able to get through it, but you need tons of practice before you can actually get through this game. Do I find it fun today? I'd say a 3. It's got its kicks, and what actually makes the story makes it a lot easier to digest is the story, and the fact that you can choose between Spider-Man and Venom and go off on your branching paths. So it gives it a lot of replayability, but it's still very flawed because the fighting is a bit repetitive. Graphics impressive for the time, I'd give that a 2. No, they were not impressive. They actually looked dated by 1994 when this game came out. You had games like Sonic 3, and you had games that just looked a lot more impressive from a graphical perspective, more than this flat kind of look with everything. It didn't really feel in-depth, so that's a 2. And do the graphics stand up today? I'd say a 1. Even though they don't look that bad, they definitely don't look great. They did not age well, and it seems to be a little bit choppy and uninteresting. The best part of this game was the actual story and the way that they kind of scrolled around in comic fashion. So with the score 3, 3, 2, 1, that's 5, 8, 9 points. So I'd say play it if you like Genesis games, but this is not one that you really need to seek or pick up. And if you're interested in the story, well, you just saw the story. I spoiled the whole thing for you from beginning to end, so sorry about that. But anyway, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe, and ring that bell. Did I say subscribe? What'll that do? Simple. It'll make my day if you subscribe today. This is Magnus, and I'm out. Thank you for sticking it through. Take care now.